G'day folks, here we are at the end of scenario 18.1.5 Masher White Wing. This was an overwhelming NLF victory. The final VP count was 39. Now they only needed 13 for victory, and they've eclipsed that. It's triple what they need for victory. So it's well beyond. They needed 18 for a decisive. They're more than double that. So it's absolutely overwhelming. You can see here US replacements are down to 0. ARVN replacements are down to 0. NVA 0. VC 0. I mean, yeah, I'm struggling to play as the Allies. I've clearly got a lot to learn as the Allies. I mean, all their exhaust, all their support, all their air points are gone. I mean, I'm using the cruiser every turn. I'm trying to maximize artillery. I'm even spending VPs to get these free fire zones to enable. I did this twice, right? So it's only 4 VP, but I was not having much effect. And I was thinking, okay, the US Allied forces really need to bring their support, their firepower into this combat to win. And so twice I brought this in. Cost me 4 VP to do it, and it's just not enough. So I've got a lot to learn about playing as the capitalist forces. As you can see, so turn 2, American reinforcements arrived. The Marines arrived from the north. They began to push down. They really helped. Well, did they really help? They did a little bit to help clear out some VC units up in the north, and then they're done. Meanwhile, you have a heap of VC units arrive, and they can arrive in any area. And so, of course, they just said, okay, we're going to jump into these cultivated areas away from everyone else. And that's like basically half a dozen extra victory points. Okay, so what actually happened on this turn? The Americans just thought, okay, let's try and, it's going to cost us, but let's try and grind down these NVA VC replacements. So they went on the attack to these NVA units here, and you can see there are no more NVA units. So they were successful in wiping out those NVA units. They've cleared out, I guess they've cleared out the central area here. But my goodness, it took 2 full turns and, wow, 35 Allied losses. That's, I think, their total replacements, maybe even higher. And all the VC, the VC have a lot of freedom. They can look what's coming at them. If the Americans throw a lot at a single unit, they just say, you know what? We're going to disperse, and that adds VC replacements. Or they can do an alert move, and just if it looks like rough terrain, they just do an alert move, and they literally walk away from this combat. The Americans are like, oh wait, oh no, there's nothing they can do really. So it's really tough. I followed some advice. I mentioned the bombardment earlier. I then tried to follow that up with an attack, which failed. American losses hit 0, and we're like, well, one more loss, and we're going to start losing these cavalry battalions, which is even more VP losses. So look, the Americans, the capitalist forces utterly failed to clear any area of VC forces. So there's VC down here, VC all over here, VC in the middle, VC in the west. They're everywhere, scattered, but there. Oh god, it is just, it's tough. And yeah, look, every other scenario I've played has been quite close. The last one, the Americans almost won. And I've been learning, I feel like I've been learning more about American strategy, and I tried to implement these ideas in this scenario, and it just didn't work. The fact that, look, this is, again, ARVN forces. The VC, one of their great strengths is they can just disperse and add some forces. Yeah, I don't know. I had a bit of a loss as to what I could have done differently as the Western forces. Maybe, I tried to stack ARVN forces with the Americans. I think what I'm missing is effective use of firepower. I'm trying. My headquarters are, right in the thick of it. Here they are. Here's my headquarters. I've got artillery there, so they're getting involved. ROK headquarters, I think they're down here. So I've got 8 8 plus the Arvin. Yeah, I'm trying. I know it's important to get firepower into this combat. I'm trying to do that. I'm just not doing it effectively. Yes, on the outskirts, I actually brought air power to this combat, so I know it's important. So I'm bringing air power. Not enough, clearly. You've only got 15 for the scenario as a whole, so you've got to use this sparingly. I tried, but I ran out right at the end there. What else am I doing? Other attacks over here where I bring in Arvin forces, and there is artillery down here. All right, so 3, and the Marines come in with their headquarters. They've got 8 artillery factors. In circumstances like this, as I said, the VC just say, "Ooh, you're bringing in a lot of firepower to this combat. We're just going to disperse." And yes, it means sacrificing a battalion. Yes, they lose the battalion. This is 1 victory point for the Americans. So they say, okay, Americans, you can have your 1 victory point for dispersing that battalion. But in the meantime, we get 2 VC replacements. You've effectively exhausted. Do you exhaust your artillery? Maybe I'm double check this. Hold on a sec. Other units. Okay, so you got to declare air naval support. Yeah. So they disperse after all these declarations are made. So they say, okay, we're bringing in our support. We've got our headquarters active. We're going to attack this VC unit here. And the VC to say, no, we're gone. We're dispersed. So yes, the Americans get a victory point, but they've lost then that headquarters and its potential for that entire turn. Ops complete. They're done. Elsewhere, instead of dispersing, they just use their alert roll in the difficult terrain to just walk away. And that's a tough one. They just it's hard to catch them. I don't know. They just walk away. So yeah, this is why. I mean, you've got to surround them really, and it's tough to do when you're really stretching your movement lines, movement potential. You're just getting to these units, and then they just walk away from you, and you can't chase them basically. You can see a lot of VC units under hold orders. That doubles their defense. That's a political section. That's a bluff. And then another political section there. That's a bluff. Small units holding these cultivated terrains, but it's enough. 39. We were up to nearly 60 victory points, and then I factored in American gains through. If we look over here, so basically this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 VPs they gained in return. Plus the NVA replacement losses as well brought it down a bit, but not enough. So there you go, folks. A convincing, undeniable NLF victory over the capitalist forces. And, oh boy, some hard lessons to be learned. I'm trying to figure out what those lessons are. This is the thing. Like in previous scenarios, I'm like, I need to do this differently. I need to bring more firepower. I need to bring Arvin forces. I don't know. I don't know what I need to do differently. It's fascinating. I'm loving it. It's a brilliant game. Brilliant. And I'm really enjoying it, despite the fact that I'm sucking so much. So, look, so much to unpack, so much to learn, so many interesting tactics to experiment with and test, and look, great stuff. So yes, despite struggling with strategy, I'm really enjoying this game. My one disappointment is that it's not great solitaire. It would be an amazing 2-player experience, and it's a bit tough to solo sometimes, where I'm kind of trying to imagine fog of war and trying to enforce fog of war and stuff like that. All right, folks, thank you for watching, and take care.